So it's 6 o'clock on Tuesday morning here. We're just leaving Lefkada on the island of Lefkada, massive marina, after all our jobs yesterday and a few the day before. And we're going to head south and on the inside of the island, and then kind of out and heading west. Oh, glad you could join us.
I just came up to see what my crew were doing.
So yeah, all good. We'll get the no one awake yet on the marine anyway. So there's the moon looking southeast. Our first night at sea in the Ionian Sea. We should get round the toe of Italy tomorrow morning by midday. So there was some seeing it today. We must have had kind of 4-meter waves really kicked off. Got our mainsail up. Actually, you can't really see it this way. Nav lights on. Lovely and warm, really warm breeze. See the generator there doing its thing. And looking astern, we're slipping along nicely, doing about 7 knots. And we're into our watch systems now. 2 hours on, 4 hours off. So I still have another hour left on my watch. And then looking forward to a bit of sleep and doing it all again in 4 hours time. This is the sunrise looking over the Aeolian Islands north of Sicily before we got into Palermo. So we're only a few miles out of Palermo, the capital of Sicily, on the north coast, the northwest coast of Sicily. So we're going to pop in here, diesel up, get some more gas, a few provisions, hopefully put up the spray hood. We've been sailing over 48 hours now, I suppose about 56 really. Just lovely out here, not much wind. The wind generator is actually going a lot faster than it's going in the picture, but that's only because we're creating a bit of wind. There's our tiny spray hood. We've got a bigger one on board, and yeah, there we go. Then we'll come out and we're heading to the Balearics then, probably tomorrow after lunch or something. So we are still in Palermo, and we were waiting for about an hour to get diesel because a big ferry came in front of us. So we filled up diesel. And how many extra tanks do we have, Connor? What do we have? We've got an extra about 7 20-litre tanks, and we have 520 miles to go to Palma, and we should be gone in the next 10 minutes as soon as we pay this. This is Cape Blanc off the south end of Majorca. You can see how big it is because of the yacht in it. Just getting an hour or two this morning, Wednesday morning, in the centre of Palma before we start installing the spray hood, and we'll probably push off again this evening. Definitely worth seeing Palma. So we're wing and wing there, and the main is just by the lee a small bit. We just have to watch that. And straight ahead is Ibiza. We're just after leaving Mallorca. There it is there, the south coast of Mallorca. There's our back door, which Stephen invented, fair play to him. Engine off, and we're just running downwind. Yeah, there we are. We're doing nearly 6 knots, 5.7. And we could probably do with a pole. So we just hit the Spanish coast after coming from the Balearic Islands. We stopped in Formentera. Wind is on the nose now, but we have a bit of breeze, thank God. It's been wicked hot the last week, I'd say, really. And so apologies now for no top. We're really not wearing that much, you know. So it's 8 p.m. Friday local time here. So Thursday morning we left Palma on Mallorca and we sailed over and we stopped in this island, Formentera, for a couple hours. And then we sailed on down to this headland. So we're just past it now, just about here. And we are hoping to get to Gibraltar on Sunday, probably late-ish morning. And we have Connor cooking away here now. He's got the spuds and he's got the garlic for the garlic bread, and if we did smell a vision, it's fabulous. And we've got all the chicken going and everything, the highlight of the day. And we have Stephen keeping watch. So we're just coming into Gibraltar, and that on the left is Europa Point, and the top of the rock is covered in fog or cloud, I suppose cloud. It's not on the and there was loads of fog last night, and you can see from the top of the spray hood and the Binamy. Gee, I'd say we were down to less than 100 meters at time, and a hell of a lot of shipping around. The AIS and radar were fantastic though. We just throttled back a little bit and you know, kept on going. And a lot of current against us then. We kind of had nearly 2 knots, sometimes 3 knots against us. Well, 2 knots maybe more so. So there we are, Europa Point. The biggest mosque outside a Muslim country there in the background. So this is pretty much the main street in Gibraltar. Alcohol seems to be a bit cheaper, I'd say cigarettes. There's a few closed discount shops. The marina is very good value when you compare it to Palma, where it's extortionate. And I suppose this is the end of the Mediterranean. And that's Africa over there, and that's Spain over there. And these are called the Mediterranean Steps, and on the south side of the rock or the south end, on the east side, they bring you down off the rock, and they're just fabulous now. The whole walk kind of up along the roads of the rock and then back down, fabulous. Probably nicer in winter than summer. There's the Rock of Gibraltar there. We left about, I suppose an hour ago. And the Bay of Gibraltar with all the ships moored. And to the left, Point Camaro. And you can see there's a few rocks off it there. That's Spain. And then if we look over here, we can see Africa over that way. And this is the Straits of Gibraltar. So, all good. So we're just coming into Faro now. We had a bit of a slog from Gibraltar to Faro, kind of bit upwind and a bit of slapping, and I think we got down to about kind of 4 knots at one stage. So yeah, see how we get on coming in here. So we're about 30 hours out from Gibraltar, and we're in Faro there behind me. We just did a crew change. We dropped one crew off on his way home, and very shallow. We actually tried to get right into the quay, but it wasn't quite working. And nice run up to Faro, and we're going back out to the entrance to the sea, and we're going to this island, Isla del Calatra. So we'll spend a couple hours there, and by this evening we'll be on our way again, hopefully up onto the west coast of Portugal, and make some mileage then before we pull in again. Tough old 24 hours from Faro to, we're coming into Sains now, and yeah, wind on the nose all day as you'd expect, kind of northerlies going up the west coast of Portugal. So yeah, from about around Cape Vincent up to here, big old seas. So yeah, hop into Sains now and regroup, tidy up, refuel, get a bite to eat, and so it's Friday morning, about 6:30 coming up to 7 o'clock. And we're going to leave Singe or Signs, or forecast isn't fantastic. I think they're giving a 4-7 northerly later on tonight, so we're going to try and get somewhere by then. So been here 2 days now at this stage, so we're going to give it a go anyway, get out. Hopefully the sea's not too bad. It wasn't too windy last night, and it's not too bad in the marina, but sure, that's always the way. And yeah, not expecting it to be champagne sailing today, but if we get up to maybe Cascais or somewhere near Lisbon, I'd be delighted. So here's Cascais Marina. We're sort of coming in this direction. We'll go to the fuel berth, check in, and hopefully a berth for the night. We have our navigator and our helmsman doing a fantastic job, and there we are there, so not too far out at this stage. Should be in now in a few minutes. So we're in Cascais, and just fabulous, lovely town. Just changed the fuel filter on the boat, so another job done, and bought a new fuel filter. so we have a spare one. So there's a very large mast on the yacht club sitting on the hard there permanently. There's the anchorage in Cascais and beautiful beaches. So we're just leaving Cascais, and there it is there. Beautiful town. And we had to unblock the heads, the holding tank. The exit pipe was really crushed up, so not the most glamorous job on the yacht. Stephen's filling in the log meticulously. And it looks gorgeous. This is about the nicest day we've been out on the boat, I'd say, in, geez, it must be 5 or 6 days, I'd say, since the Med. And we're debating where to go from here, and if it stays like this, I think we're going to go all the way to La Coruña, and then that'll get us hit out for the Scillies. So all good. We have all our diesel over here, all full, ready to go. Actually, I think we've calculated the engine is using a bit more diesel than we thought. It's using about 3.5 litres an hour. So yeah, all good. Happy days. There's Lisbon back there. So we're just off Cabo Severo or something, and then we're just on just to our port is this island here, Berlenga or something. Berlenga. So breakfast here, and the trick is to try and eat it before it falls off the table. A little bit of an Atlantic swell there, and yeah, all good. No real wind to speak of. Whatever is there is predominantly northerly anyway, so yeah. And there's Connor there. He's trying to pull the sun down on the horizon, trying to get the angle. So he's having a go at that. Bit bumpy for this, but we're having a go anyway. And I have the daily pages out in the sight reduction tables, trying to get see if I can make sense of my sextant altitude, 44 degrees 59 minutes. Quite a nice day here. I think we're just pretty much off Porto. We might be a little bit north of Porto. Can't see land, so it's a good excuse to take out the sextant. So Connor's busy in the sight reduction tables, trying to make sense of the Z's and ZNs and chosen latitudes and all the rest of it. He's loving it, so he is lapping it up. Can't get enough of it. Meanwhile, we're somewhere in the Atlantic, unknown. We don't know our position until he figures it out. So hopefully we're on the right hand side of the Atlantic, going up the Portuguese coast and not going up the coast of America. So looking back there now, we're a couple of miles north of Cape Finisterre, and it's blowing right up here now in the afternoon. And then that's the Cape after Finisterre, Turinana or something like that. And we were hoping to get to La Coruña, but we might pull in. There's a place before it. Actually, Alan Mulcahy was telling me about it, so we might have a look at that. But sort of getting up here now. I'd say there's a good 30 knots of wind punching into it. So we're just leaving Camariñas now, and we're about here, and we've got to head kind of due north up this way. It's a bit mucky there, so we have to mind that. And that beacon there is that white one just over there, and I suppose this is one of the last rias here. It's north of Finisterre. So we're probably heeling over at a good 20 if not 30 degrees. Connor's managing to cook. I don't know how he does it, so I don't. We're beating into it there now. We have a northerly wind. We have Stephen brushing up on his podcasts, and engine off. We had a little bit of a problem with it, a little bit of dirty fuel, but we managed to get it all going again. But we said just to be prudent we'd sail a bit, so there we are. And we're about I suppose we must be, what would we be, about 40 miles out of La Coruña, or out of, where were we, Camaras?
Yeah.
Slamming really slows us down, doesn't it? So we have about 280 miles to go to the Scillies. So we're looking at 48 hours or thereabouts. And this is my third time crossing Biscay and third YouTube video about it. And definitely this is the calmest I've ever seen Biscay. But it's not going to stay this way for very long. If we get another 12 hours out of this, I'd be very happy. At the moment we're plugging along at over 7 knots. I have the engine at 1950, just trying to get the best out of it while we have it there. And there's a nice container ship there. We're kind of in a shipping channel really here. Coming from the kind of the English Channel and then around Finisterre. This is kind of the track for them, and just gorgeous now. A little problem with our head sail, that's why it's not hanging. the leech has gone out of it, so we'll need a sail maker. And there we are. All our diesel's still full. I'd say we'll need every bit of it, because when the wind fills in, it's going to be northerly, and we've only got a mainsail, so we're kind of, you know, we wouldn't want to be down much further on options. So you can see our progress up through Biscay. That was midnight last night. Well, the night before last now, actually, because we're into the next day. 6 o'clock yesterday morning, 4 o'clock yesterday, then last night there, coming up to midnight, we were there, and this morning at 5 o'clock we're off the chart, and we're opposite, above Brest now, well above Brest, opposite Ushant, I'd say, at this stage. So it's time to get out a new chart. So we're on St. Agnes at the moment, after sailing, what was it, 430 miles? There's the two intrepid sailors, couldn't have done without them. Lovely sunset, and I'd say we didn't have very much diesel left by the time we got here. There's the lighthouse, which is pretty much in the centre of the island. We're going to go for a quick stroll, and then back for our second pint, and then to bed. So we're going for a little walk around the garrison, maybe another pint. It's windy now, actually, isn't it? So that's St. Agnes over there, and we're on top of the Garrison Hill. A few little kind of wandering nature paths. So that is the round the island race. It looks like they're going north about, beating up there through St. Mary's roads, and then they'll have a beat at the finish as well, and it'll be a reach run reach in the middle. We've got 39.7 miles into kind of Hook Head. We're just doing 7 knots there now. We have the main up. We have no Genoa. We ripped that in Biscay along the leach, so we were going to get it fixed in Scilly, but he was very busy because they had the round the island race on. So yeah, after I don't know, I'm guessing what was it, 2,500 miles, we have less than 60 miles to go into Waterford. So the end of the trip, just doing a bit of cleaning now, trying to get the boat ship shape to give it back. And lovely last day here, pretty much flat calm, tipping along nicely. We had to have the engine on. There's not a hell of a lot of wind. It's saying there's about 8 knots. Sounds about right. And yeah, we should be in, it'll be kind of late tonight when we get into Waterford. Want to fill the fuel tank. We've got a few cans of fuel there. Fill it up and store away the other fuel cans in the coaming locker.